year in the AVP League. They have the best record for a men's team. They're taking on Chase Budinger and Miles Evans, the defending league champions, along with Tony and Gina. Tony Rodriguez and Gina Urengo for the San Diego Smash. Somebody's shoving Miles Partain. Do we need to intervene? Are we okay? Is this planned? I think they know what they're doing. One minute away from the national anthem. When we get on our feet for the national anthem, we will stay on our feet through the first serve of this championship match as we meet the players and get ready to rock. Best 2 out of 3 for the finals here in Huntington. Everybody at this time, would you please stand if able and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem performed today by 12-year-old Isabella Loyola.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed
what she's going to sound like when she's 13. Yeah, wow. Incredible. All right, Huntington, no. Don't you sit down. On your feet, everybody. This is the championship match. We are just about ready to meet the players of the men's finals. Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. And we're going 10 seconds. Hands, clap, clap, clap. Yes, let's do it. One match for the win. The number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed. Just what we wanted. Our full
Hello and welcome back to Surf City, USA, Huntington Beach, California. It's the AVP Heritage Series, Huntington Beach Open. My name is Rich Lamborn. I'm joined by none other than Casey Patterson with you here, and it is men's final time. Casey.
Oh, we're back. North side of the pier. I'll bounce it from this side. Doesn't have to be the south side.
That's right, and we've got the 2 Olympic representatives from just a year ago in Paris 2024. We've got Miles Evans coming out to the court right this second. His partner Chase Budinger winning an exciting one over the upstart team of Taylor Crabb and Billy Allen earlier this afternoon, and they will be facing off against Andy BENESH, Miles PARTAIN, who have been rolling through teams nonstop all weekend long here in Huntington Beach. Casey, what can we expect?
You know what we can expect is a similar version of the league finals from last year, right? These are the 2 teams that we watched battle out in the men's final at the very end of the year, and it was an incredible match. I feel like they know each other well. They're both playing at the highest level possible, so we're in for a treat today.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year in that final, Chase and Miles got the better of Andy and Miles. So a little bit of revenge on the mind, perhaps. I think Partain and BENESH playing a little bit better here in Huntington Beach this weekend overall.
Right.
But that all means nothing once the whistle blows, once the ball is in the air.
Yeah.
It's one match for Huntington Beach glory, and that is what we're going after here. There's Miles Partain making his way out onto the court. Little Sun Cruiser banner in the background. Get yourself a seltzer. Oh, it's an iced tea with vodka in it.
Yeah, what I love it, we saw Chase and Miles kind of implementing at the end of last year and also into the Olympics, was Miles running that pass far to Chase in front of him in the left, and then Miles would go all the way to the pin, so they'd have that option where they spread out their offense from the start in their version of a really aggressive on 2, right, which is what Miles and Andy do so well in their dynamic with being on offense. So I'm excited to see how those battle each other, and then also kind of like the friction that it could create for either team.
Yeah, there's some similarities in the approach that both these teams take to the offensive game. Certainly, as is always the case when 2 high-level teams butt heads, it's going to be who executes better that's often going to determine who comes out victorious. And Miles and Andy have been so good, faced very few tests, if any, throughout the weekend here. Right, a scoop out of the gate. Just going with the hands.
Going with the hands.
But Chase all over that angle swing attempt from Miles Partain.
That's something where you're like, I'm going to use the hands so everybody's stoked on it, but maybe I give my guy a little bit higher. You know, like I feel like you're kind of battling the ego versus the end result there.
Well, yeah, it is tough because when a ball's that high and spinny, you have to almost catch it a split second longer to make sure it doesn't come out chowdery, right?
It's so much harder to set.
Then it's hard to get that height you're talking about. There's a nice high swing. Good touch from Miles
Evans.
Evans.
Set off that. Oh,
and the shoulder dig will stay in.
What?
Out wide, like you said, and that one's going to go over the top and down. So some spectacular stuff right out of the gate in this final.
Jeez, clip it, boys. I want to see that on Instagram right now. That was insane.
Just a little shoulder check back over the net. Miles was ready for it, and the slide line shot was good. Yeah, that's smooth cross body down. I mean, that didn't get high enough almost, it didn't seem like, but Miles so good with his feet to get there, get a high enough contact point to drag it across his body for the line kill.
What I liked is the the strategy that Chase did with that serve. That was a dagger of a float serve, flat and low to Miles' sideline. I feel like that kind of can help nullify the option maybe because of how extreme that serve is.
Yeah, there's that Scroogey
there it
scud.
Is. We've been seeing that all week.
Just kind of comes across that ball right to left, right? Doesn't wrap it perfectly cleanly, so it's got a little bit of that wobble on it.
Right, complemented with a little bit of this jumpy Huntington sand. It's a perfect combination.
And goes off the tape and down Chase Budinger's sideline and off his left arm.
Yeah, that, like you say, the way he contacts the ball and crosses it, along with the trajectory, there's not a lot of up and down to time, right? If it's tailing and I have an up and down, I can follow it like faster. Where that, there's just get my arms out early and hope and pray.
So there's one up the middle, one down Budinger's sideline, one all the way across court into Miles' lap, but then he gets up there and swats the line shot attempt. So it's the Andy BENESH show early here in set one.
Yeah, he's covering a lot of real estate already, from the jump serve all the way up to the far pin.
Yeah, interesting to know that, you know, when you're serving, he's going one-to-one, kind of that right corner to right corner, and he knows he's got to run all the way up there, too.
He's got to go far.
And that one's going to fall off the tape and over the net. Yeah.
Wow.
Easy pickings for Miles Partain, and a quick 5 points for Andy and Miles.
It's just picked my pocket, both of them. They took my gum, my change, the keys to my car. Haven't even started the match yet.
They even took the lint.
Yeah, hey, look at the Brian Regan. Hey, that's my gum as the kids bring it in. Easy out.
Easy out. Yeah, that guy is great, by the way. Another rocket, but Chase handles this one well. And smooth over the top to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, Chase's ability to stop a rhythm and gain composure and that swagger as soon as he puts it down, like that's normal. Like the last three never even happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes it's easier to shake off just like unbelievable serves, right? You go, hey, what can we do? That's a great serve. You kind of applaud Andy and move on.
Yeah, good for you.
Oh, my goodness. Just the chin-high platter line shot from Miles Partain, a thing of beauty.
If I'm Chase, I want to tell the ref, is that a borderline lift? It was in his hand so long, but it wasn't. But I want to, like, talk to her a little.
Oh, good swat. That one's going to find the sideline.
Good heads-up play by Miles to see that that was jamming Chase and he had a cover opportunity.
Yeah, really
great
good
heads up.
Staying with that. The precision of the line shot very good as well. Yeah, again, his ability to load that arm and look until the last moment like he's going to swing.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people think, well, how do you have vision or what do you see? Well, it's not a combination of, it's not just I'm looking. It's that ball is always a little bit more in front of me than normal, but then my arm is also loaded, so I have my peripheral in that perfect realm.
The rocket, but this one right in Miles's lap. Good. In synchronicity with the song DJ Roche was playing from Kid Cudi, Miles goes sharp Cudi.
Roche knows what he's doing.
Try Andy. And he goes high and hard, but Miles has the scoop. What a set. Just against anybody else, maybe that's a perfect set, but against big Andy BENESH, it's a little bit too in his paws. I'm a big fan of sort of that quote-unquote mistake over missing way off the net.
Yeah.
Because you give your partner a chance to do something. Miles can't deal with it on that particular play, but I think that's a really good set.
Yeah, that's what I would always aim for as well. Like, let's be overly aggressive.
Yeah, Andy just smothering that angle.
Yeah, that's a tough ball for Miles. It's probably what he wants, but if Andy lines him up well, your window is so small because by the time of contact, you're so much closer that he can take more away without even really doing too much.
Yeah, it's good discipline, kind of knowing that Miles likes that cross-court swing, especially sliding out wide with a little tempo. Ooh, there he gets another one, and again, just good discipline, staying on his half of the court. Like you talked about with you and Jake, we talk about left and right.
Right.
Andy just taking all the left side of the court away there.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice to know that if they scramble, they go back, they run a shoot set or something. If I'm in charge of, let's say, Oceanside, no matter what they do, not only does it not stress us out as a team, we get to still have play with that little pocket of time and add a little nuance of lean or a leverage so that we're in control still, even though they're trying to scramble us with the movement or the set location.
I feel like Mark is out there trying to round up some people to play against you and Jake later.
He's recruiting. He's recruiting. He's looking for some athletes.
He doesn't want to give you guys an easy win, even on your home beach.
Yeah. Oh, cool. 2, 6, 5 guys. Perfect.
All right. So we're not halfway through the first set yet. Andy's totaled 4 blocks and 2 aces already.
Wow.
Chase and Miles have 5 total points. Andy with 6 total points.
She's by
on
himself.
his own.
Yeah.
He's doing his best
right
Sunday Phil
Right.
impression. Billy Allen was earlier trying to take that title away.
Billy was there. He was at the level.
Andy BENESH said, not so fast. Out wide. That one's a little close. And block number 5 going to Andy BENESH already at 11-5 on the scoreboard. Yeah.
I want to say don't use them all, but I know he's got so many more that he just got, the exercise gas tank. It's the 26-gallon tank, not just the 20. He's got plenty of blocks in there.
Yeah, see, I drive a Tesla, so I say you got the extended range battery.
Extended range. Oh. Ooh. And see, for me, that's what I want to do a little bit more. I want to mix in maybe a little bit more tempo that forces Andy to get up with me so I can end some space off the net. I can kind of carve and then get back into a rhythm swinging.
Yeah, it's a good mix-up offensively from Miles that time because you can see Andy up a little bit early.
Yeah.
Looking for those swings. Great scoop there. Chase this one a little bit far off. Andy's got it. He goes high through the hands. This one close. Oh, how about Chase with the extra push? That was awesome because it was the 2 big guys trying to get that last push.
Yeah, the last toes are touching, last little push, let go. Hot potato.
I think it went back and forth 6 times in the air over the net, and Chase got the final one. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that shot. I love it.
Slicing and dicing out there.
Let it drop.
Young Miles.
Inside out, just.
I really am enjoying watching him receive serve, too, because you often hear, when you're growing up, hold your platform.
Yes.
And he really does that.
He does.
Like, you feel like it's going to cost you time, but it actually allows you time because the quality of your pass, as Andy adds another ace to his total. So he's got 5 blocks, 3 aces, 8 total points, while Budinger and Evans sit on 7.
It's like a Augustus glue. Leave some room for later.
Yeah. Nice Augustus glue. Check that off your bingo card if you had a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory reference from CPAT. Nice timing from Andy BENESH, reading that a shot was coming, but Chase too crisp with it. So 13-8 is our score as we go into our technical timeout. Andy BENESH 8 points. Chase and Miles 8 points at the technical timeout.
Right.
All right, so we're going to hand it over to Mark, who's going to run us through this technical timeout and some shenanigans on center court.
So we're going to go to him. Hi. What's your name?
I'm Andrew.
This is Andrew. Where are you from, Andrew?
I'm from From Newport Beach.
From Newport Beach, yes, just down the street. I do know where Newport Beach is. Give it up for Andrew from Newport, everybody. Andrew, so you can sing, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
I love it. Are you big on the socials? Are you trying to go popular?
Yeah, I have a band called Broken Zing.
Okay, so anyway, so Andrew. I'll talk to my producer and see if I can promote that. All right, so we're going to play a little game called Finish the Lyric. DJ Ruche has a song ready to rock. Yes, and now you're not happy. All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go, DJ Ruche.
I want it that way.
Oh, wow. I just felt things that I didn't know I would feel today. The way he just melted. He took down the beats per minute as he went on. So, yeah, give it up for Andrew, everybody. Yeah. And real quick, what is your band?
Broken Zamboni.
Wow.
Broken Zamboni, everybody. Let's go. Yes.
Hopefully you stayed with us during the technical timeout, because Andrew from Newport Beach and the band Broken Zamboni's crushing the Backstreet Boys.
It was so good. I'm questioning that he was planted there.
Yeah.
Right?
That was a plant,
right.
Just so Mark could tell his joke about feeling feelings he wasn't expecting on a Sunday.
It was all about Mark's joke, basically. Exactly.
I love it. Yeah, either way, it was fantastic, and also fantastic. Andy and Miles in the first half of this first set. 13-8 is the score. That serve goes long, so 14-8.
A little bit more of a crosswind during this match than it has been. It's been a little bit more, a favoring Chase and Miles' side. And now it seems a little bit more of a true cross from Ocean straight to the main street.
Ooh, nice little delay jump.
Yeah.
Talk about delaying on the block. You don't often see the delay on the attack.
The pump fake step close. Okay.
Yeah, Miles good with it.
Oh,
smooth and
so
real high
smooth.
over the top. And we got Andy BENESH at 5 blocks thus far in this set. Last time any player had 6+ in a single set was Manhattan Beach in 2023. Brunner Lorenz had 6. Somebody had 9. I'll let you guess who that was.
Me? Okay. I'm going to say
he's real good.
Felipe Dahlhauser.
Phil Dahlhauser with 9 in a single set, which, I don't know, makes you question probably why you tried to come out to Manhattan Beach that day.
I mean, I worked hard. I thought I had a chance. Figured I was in the finals, I'd show up.
It's like getting dead last in the sprint at the Olympics.
Right.
You're like, why did I train? I could have gotten the same results.
Yeah.
Slept in a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Stop
Yeah,
it.
that set was a little wide for a lefty, right?
Yeah,
but
it was
Miles
real
just
wide.
goes out and comes up with the sharpest cutty we've seen.
I mean, again, that's the beauty of that loaded elbow, right? Like load, that circular arm swing. You can just carve and wrap from anywhere.
Oh, good flat float serve, and Partain gets into the ace party.
Welcome to the club. Welcome, partner. It only took you 17-10 to show
Tom Ace.
I love the theory, though, that we were kind of contemplating of the wrinkle between Andy's bombing his serve and then Miles strategically throwing kind of like the bar dart, right? Just hitting spots.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a good example. Kind of misses that last one a little bit long, but he's a good example of just trying to make good serve after good serve. And here and there, some great ones will sneak their way in, like that one that got the ace against Miles.
The money ball mentality. Gets on base.
Yeah, that one wide and long. 18-11 score here in set number 1, and it's the bully, Andy BENESH.
Yeah, here he
back
comes.
to serve.
God. Meet me after school by the bike racks, Andy BENESH. I'm going to call his name wrong just to make him mad.
Yeah. There it is again, that Scroogey.
Yeah.
I mean, Miles is a very good receiver of serve, and he's just kind of befuddled by that one.
Yeah, and it's interesting, like we talked about yesterday, it's a little bit of like a Clay Stanley, like a scud, like a jump serve scud on that one, where he kind of floated it, but it started as a jump serve.
Well, it's like when you see a major league catcher trying to catch a knuckleball.
Right.
Oh, my goodness. So he adds an ace, adds another block.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure 6 blocks now, 4 aces. So he's almost totaled Miles and Chase's
total score.
Team point total by himself. And that one softly over the top and down. Just 8 set points here for Miles.
I mean, at what point does Phil hand over the Sunday Andy? What do we got? We have to come up with a new Sunday name.
Well, yeah, we have to see it for a few more seasons, I think.
Right.
That is a great pass on a very tough serve. Oh, nicely done. Chase cleans it up. So trying to work on a little momentum going into set number 2, probably for Miles and Chase.
Yeah,
that's
it's
a good
interesting
start.
how when your life's a little bit on the line here in these sets, you free up because you feel like you don't have anything to lose. You can kind of create some momentum.
Yeah, oh, that one's going to be a little tight as well. Oh, nice cover. Okay.
Never
Chase
twice.
getting into the block party.
Let's go.
Yeah. That was interesting. I think Miles couldn't believe that he covered that himself. He was busy adjusting his hat and glasses. The Evans Budinger contingent trying to get the monster block started.
Right.
But that service error will conclude set number 1, 21-14 in favor of a dominant Andy BENESH and his partner Miles PARTAIN. All right, I think we're going to have to dismiss you for a couple minutes while you go entertain the crowd
not trip and fall.
a little more actively. Yeah, don't roll an ankle. Casey getting ready to have a reunion with his Olympic partner, Jake Gibb, out on Stadium Court. It's a 2 versus 6 situation that we've cooked up. Quickly before we get to that, just some stats updates. 7 kills, 6 blocks, 5 aces for PARTAIN and BENESH. 9 kills, 3 blocks, no aces for Evans and Chase. We'll kind of lay out here and take a look at the action on Stadium Court. Casey and Jake versus 6 unsuspecting members of the crowd. What can they put together?
Let's go. Maybe we're going to play to 1. Nobody. Double. Championship point for Jake Spiker Gibb and Casey Patterson. Yes! That's in. Play the close ones. Yes. Hammer! Playing with those beautiful Wilson Optics grass volleyballs. 1 serving 2 championship points. Chase the triple block. The Randos for the win. Great job, gentlemen. All right, everybody, let me hear it for Casey and Jake, who are going to throw these pink whistle balls into the crowd.
We'll have to talk to Casey here in a minute. Does he wish he had that overpass back? Or did he farm it on purpose just to give the participants? Okay. All right, if you stayed with us, that was an exciting between sets performance there. We got to see Jake and Casey back together again on their home beach, spot that they trained on for so many years leading up to the Rio Olympics. There's no doubt Casey's going to have some thoughts for us here on that match as he gets back into the commentary booth. Miles with the on-2 kill to start us off here in set number 2.
So,
Casey, did you give the six-man team the freebie on purpose just to make it interesting? You didn't
yeah,
want to
we
go
just kept
3-0.
giving them free balls to see what, like, let them mess it up themselves, you know? You know, when you sit down all day and you try to jump one time,
yeah.
Somehow your legs aren't ready.
Nice swing in the cross court there from Chase Budinger to level the score. Yeah, they're having a little tactical discussion. It's tough because kind of nothing was working. It was the Andy BENESH show in set number 1.
Right.
I've got to try and find a way to neutralize that a little bit. It was a tough serve, but Andy handles it well. And that just goes high off the hands. I mean, the physicality of BENESH, very impressive because Chase Budinger not putting up a small block.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's not only is he high, he also has a little bit of space so he can add a little bit of that, like, wrap to it, and that's even harder to stop.
Again, just a BB. Really good set there, close. Miles is on it. And Chase blocks it, but it is wide. So good aggressive swing and transition from PARTAIN gets the point. Yeah, again, there's kind of little intangibles, right? That's such a good serve from Andy BENESH. Chase passes it well, but it's got extra spin on it. Does that lead to a set that's a little too close? You never know, right?
Yeah, right.
It just pops out of the hands of Miles Evans a little differently, baby.
Yeah, that's something we would work on a ton. We recognize if I kind of set the ball a little bit faster on my follow-through, and it was almost like a snap follow-through, it would react like a float serve and kind of catch and move. Where if as I said, I kind of like went through it like almost like a follow-through in a basketball shot. Gave me more time to finish it, and it stayed true to the trajectory we wanted.
Interesting. That's a great cut shot. Yeah, a little more time on the ball. You can affect it and kind of impose that angle, so to speak. Good way to think about it. Evans out to the right, high ball set, and Andy BENESH, another good touch.
Oh,
and
Cobra.
the Viper over the top.
He's there.
Chase with the
with spin.
Chase with the chase. Another good touch. Oh, Miles plays it, the close one. And that one's going to sail long.
Wow.
So they tried a bit of trickeration. It doesn't work on that play. And that's maybe the first mistake we've seen them make for an entire set and change.
I mean, that entire rally felt like Miles and Chase were just constantly salvaging whatever they could.
Yeah.
Which is great for the players watching at home or the kids playing a little beach. The grind, and there's always an opportunity to score, right? There's always an opportunity to win a rally if you just keep staying in it.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to that mentality as we see that great serve from Chase up the middle.
What a set.
Wow. Wow. What a side out that is. BENESH taking a good cut on a very difficult ball to swing at as well.
That reminded me of old Motherload and Rosie running off the court, give me some bump juice. That was
right after you took a sheet of energy, the energy sheets.
Yep. I mean, LeBron was promoting those. You're all in.
How could it miss?
Yeah, how could it miss?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, just staying in rallies, giving yourself a chance and a chance and a chance is like, you can't lose if you never quit kind of a thing, right?
Right. And how frustrating is it when you're winning, but the guys are always just like that extra effort running for a ball that might not even have a chance of getting. You're like, it's annoying.
Yeah.
And then if they do turn them, then you're like frustrated. These guys, what? They shouldn't be turning them.
Right.
Yeah, we haven't seen a ton of jump set option yet, right? Like a heavy dose of that, which I attribute to, at least a good job of trying to create some pressure with Chase and Miles serving.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Miles trying to ramp up the pressure with his jump serve. We know Chase can really drive those float serves into some good spots and cause some trouble. But I like when you use a lot of option in your offense. And, this is one of the things that I think is maybe the best about the Swedish team that is the pioneer of the kind of the jump set offense.
Yeah.
Is their decision-making is so exceptional.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they don't use it because it's something we want to use. They use it if it's necessary. They use it at the right times. And if the situation isn't there, they don't go to it.
Yeah.
For Andy and Miles facing some of these tougher serves from Chase and Miles, they don't have to use it. If the situation presents itself, we'll use it.
Right.
But let's focus on getting a good pass. We talked about how Miles kind of holds that platform, makes sure he gets a good reception.
Right.
And that's the first order of business, and that's smart by that team.
Yeah, then it always feels like it's something of a weapon versus an emergency bailout, so to say.
Right. Good high swing, good touch from Chase.
Cover by Chase.
Yeah, that was one of those weird ones, right? Just a little bit of a bad break because it's such a good touch on the block, but it goes in that tweener zone right between Miles and Chase.
Where you're both just kind of going and you don't have time to even say something because you're just focused on getting it.
Another bomb. This one's close. Oh, a little pump fake.
Chase immediately thought they were calling his hands.
Yeah. The pump fake was so good it reeled Andy into the net.
Yeah.
That's one of the bigger smiles you'll get out of Chase when he was about to blow up for getting his hands called.
Oh, it's Saturday. There isn't school today. Okay. I'll go back to my Ahmad Rashad. What was it, NBA Jam? No, what was the TV show Saturday mornings?
That's yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of the name. Wow. Oh. Wow, what a cut shot. Off the top of the tape and on the sideline. NBA Jam, I think, is correct, isn't it?
That was our Nintendo game, but I thought it was something in the morning with Ahmad Rashad.
Miles all over that. Oh, good block from Chase. And that one rolled over the top nicely. So a good little switch up there on the second opportunity from PARTAIN.
Yeah. Great job of him covering, but then not standing, backing up and giving himself some space again. Inside stuff. NBA inside stuff.
That's and it turns out what that meant is that Ahmad Rashad was best friends with MJ. So
yeah, right, exactly.
That's where all the inside stuff came from. Another tough serve.
Oh, good save. PARTAIN. What a set by Chase.
Good dig from Evans. Out wide. And that little baby line falls.
Yeah, Chase doing a good job of, even if not getting blocks for points, he's getting those controlled blocks, right?
Yeah.
Another opportunity, whether they covered or they are able to transition, which gives Miles time to free up and slide into those swings like that last play.
Interesting, Chase going with the jump serve there, maybe feeling the wind was favorable for that kind of cross-body swing that he likes.
Yeah, he does a good job of being able to like turn that on and off when he feels like the situation or the conditions favor it.
Yeah.
Although it didn't go over, great. I mean, I would always be like, hey, I like it.
Really good swing, hard cross court. Yeah, I agree with you. You know, it's you have to switch it up, especially when nothing seems to be gaining any traction against this team of Partain and BENESH. You got to try different stuff, you know, because they're hanging around. They're doing a lot of very good things, but that serving piece isn't causing enough damage right now on the side of Partain and BENESH. So you know they're forced to push a little bit.
It's the battle too, right? Because you're like, if we're not creating any chaos for them in our serve and they're just freely siding out, like what do we do? Like, it's so hard to.
Yeah, especially if you're, you know, at the technical timeout, you're in a three-point hole, right? You got to find some way to climb back in because Miles and Andy, with the exception of a couple service errors, aren't really giving anything away for free.
Kind of similar to that, you know, Brandy and Melissa in that semifinal where Brandy went back and he's like, you have to create something. You have to create some momentum and an opportunity, and you have to be willing to miss and to have the chance.
Yeah. And yeah, and it works or it doesn't work, right? But I mean, that's kind of the road you have to go down.
Kind of takes me back to that game we just played the 3. I just want, can I just get a warm-up, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. You got bullied into that.
That was full bully.
I think I saw Jake walk over to all 6 of those guys and say, make sure you serve Casey the whole time. Because
Right. Haven't played left side in years. Unbelievable. I've been playing 14-year-old boys on a girls' net.
On a hard court, too. Not in the sand.
Wait, there's no money on the line? Come on. I got all the backup, you know, all the backup commentary, win or lose.
That's right. That's right. You don't even fully engage until the 5-point mark, so a game to 3. Actually.
Yeah, I didn't even start.
All right, so back out on the sand here out of the technical timeout. It's a 12-9 advantage for Partain and BENESH here in set number 2. They took the first 21-14 very convincingly and kind of stayed on their game here for the most part in set number 2. Budinger and Evans trying to find a crack in the foundation somewhere if they can. And that is not going to be it. Partain's so good at selling that, and was kind of in that zone where he's a little bit far off the net, and those are the ones he likes to swing at.
Right.
Again, a really good choice from young Miles. Good pass, Evans. And off the right hand and just wide. Off the left hand, excuse me.
I like that set for him, even though the tempo is great. I like that set had the height for him to kind of play with that little bit of timing, but also it had some good distance so that Andy wasn't just already on the ball before he contacted. A
little bit deep on the set. Wow, what a swing from Partain. His ability to go straight up and straight down and still generate pace.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive. Because that's one of the harder things as an attacker, right? When your momentum, your approach is going forward, you have to cut it off and just go straight up and stop all that momentum.
Yeah,
good Cuddy.
Love that. That little kind of hybrid up and down set with a little pocket where the ball hangs. He's 3 feet off. He's got room to kind of test Andy. That's right where they need to stay.
And smooth again over the top. Man, I love the acoustics of that too. You hear just that kiss as it rolls off of his palm. feel like all your shots had that. It kind of starts in the soft fingers and gets the pace from the palm. Yeah, you
from
just
the
wrap
palm,
up over it.
Generate a little speed.
Another great serve, but well handled by Budinger this time. And that is a tremendous swing down the line.
That's smooth. If they keep that setting pocket with that 3-4 feet off, but with good height, they're in a good position to use this good side once they switch and hopefully get some.
Yeah, indeed. They've settled into a nice little side-out rhythm, Miles and Chase. The problem is, so have Andy and Miles.
Yeah,
and
they've stayed there.
You know, Chase and Miles haven't been able to affect their side-out comfort. And
they're
again,
still searching for that service pressure that they want to.
Yeah, they're in that spot where you have to press a little bit, but you know sometimes that takes you out of your comfort zone.
And that's where
lead,
that's where sometimes even like the Mike Dodd that Rosie would use a lot. That deep standing, like deep floater, just something to disrupt the time was like that. Even was huge, and it wasn't like this aggressive serve, you know.
Yeah, we kind of have talked about that a little bit, right? People equate the difficulty of a serve as that one goes off the hands of BENESH and down. Pace equals difficulty.
Right.
Yeah, not necessarily always the case, right? It's just anything that can disrupt the patterns and the comfort level of your opponent. That deep floater is a great call by you. Pedro Salgado had
a really good one.
Visually one of the easiest serves in the world, just standing there on the baseline with his knuckle. But his short, deep ability was so good. Wow.
Oh, into the stands. Game ball, lucky game ball. 18 rows back.
Big swing up the line from Andy BENESH, tattooing one. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways to disrupt your opponent, and it doesn't always have to be with pace.
Right.
Taking a little off this time, BENESH, keeping it in, and Partain's going to be all over that cut shot. And Yahtzee's one down the line.
Wow. I like that finish. And he kind of held it.
Yeah, it's the self-love.
Yeah, just give myself a hug.
Give yourself a little hug there on the finish cross body. (18-13) now. And that one, missing the hands. I thought he might have got a touch, but it sails long. So 19-13 now, and I love what Andy's doing. I mean, just keeping the serve in. He's taking a little bit off of it, just making sure it gets on Miles, his sort of intended target.
Right, just on his left foot, like right in front of him and then high, and then right in front of his left foot.
Ooh, foot fault this time. Susie wags her finger.
It's interesting, a pattern that I've recognized that we've kind of been talking about over and over is these right-siders, whether they're left-handed or right-handed, it's hitting that, just that middle side, like two-thirds seam right in front of him and then high. There's something about having to hit a ball from that spot off a pass that makes it so much harder.
That was a great serve from Evans, but just an even better swing from 12 feet off the net, deep middle.
I mean, most teams, you're like, we're in control, and they just put it away.
Yeah, that was like a little microcosm of this match right there. I mean, a great serve from Evans, just handled by Partain and BENESH, and now they have a litany of match points. And the scoopy from Partain. Oh, free ball, hand set, shoot it out wide. And BENESH, he's going to hand set that too. Go ahead, Partain. Over easy for the win, and there it is.
Oh, my gosh.
21-14, 21-14. Andy BENESH and Miles Evans take the title here in Huntington Beach in our first Heritage Series event of the season. You will see those boys later on in the league. They were dominant all year last year in the league until the final match. They get their payback here against last year's league victors, Chase Budinger and Miles Evans. So just a tremendous performance all weekend.
All weekend.
I don't think they dropped a set. I don't know that anyone got more than 15 points on them for that matter.
They never felt out of sorts in any way all weekend.
And have we checked Miles Partain's ID? Is he old enough to have the celebratory champagne? I think we're going to go momentarily down to our boy MC Mark to get a word from our victors. It was just a tremendous performance from them all weekend long. Yeah.
Douse and coach.
Douse the coach. Yeah, let's check in with what the boys have to say. I think they're going to get their surfboards. Those are always the cool trophies here
Oh,
at
yeah.
Huntington Beach.
Ours was a skateboard. One of my favorite.
The skateboard was good.
Here in Surf City, USA.
Yeah, 18 was, in fact, the most that anybody scored
Wow.
on Andy and Miles all weekend long. That happened twice. Everyone else was sub 15.
Oh,
It was just dominance from our 2024 Olympians all weekend long. Bobby Corvino down there giving the trophy to the victors right in front of the Wilson ball. I love the branding.
yeah, it's perfect placement.
It's almost like our boy Josh Glazebrook knows
Yeah.
what he's doing
He
down
knows
there.
what he's doing. He's no rookie.
Picture time. So many pictures.
Yeah. So much sort of pageantry you have to go through when you win tournaments. Yeah, Coach Theo Brunner.
Yeah, getting doused with a little champagne.
Yeah, always nice. He's a winner here in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
Nick Lucena way back in the day. Passing on his knowledge, and man, it seems to be working. If
Right.
you got Andy BENESH taking cues from one of the best,
Theo,
Theo
yeah.
Brunner.
The blocking nuggets, I would love to just be a seagull on the post at whatever court they're training at in Hermosa, listening to that instruction with blocking and theory.
Yeah, Theo is kind of one of those guys, you know, that's in the small percentile of people that can understand the way
Right.
I think Miles' brain
Agree.
works too, right?
Yeah,
And so
they
that's a
think
good combination
similar.
perhaps for them. Kind of the way they think through the game of volleyball.
Yeah.
So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see how that partnership develops for them as this season goes on and kind of as this quad develops as we move towards LA in 2028.
Right. Yeah, I think you're always kind of trying to, you know, the motivation, you keep all that motivation with how, let's say, not necessarily easy, but how fluidly they won this tournament. You're going back and trying to find positions and scenarios that maybe we could have done a little bit better. Okay, cool.
Sure.
Or some sort of run pattern. How do we, you know, simulate that more often? And that was the key to staying motivated for me, was like, all right, even though we beat everyone, how do we find the little cracks to fill?
Yeah, and you have, you know, they have the kind of the interesting challenge as well of playing domestically and internationally. Those
Yep.
are kind of two different animals, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the league, you know, the scoring's a little bit different.
Right.
Obviously, you talked about the ball being a little bit different, so you've got to sort of exist in these two parallel universes, so to
Yeah,
speak, right?
yeah.
So navigating that can be a little bit of a challenge at times.
Well, I think it actually is huge benefit.
Yeah, we'll send it down to Mark real quick and hear from our victors here in Huntington Beach.
The champs here in Huntington Beach, Miles and Andy, just absolutely dominant in the championship. And in that first set, it was really starting with you, Andy. In that first set, you had 5 blocks and 3 aces. The energy, the emotion, what was your mindset going into this one?
You know, we were just trying to come out with a lot of energy. Our coach Theo, new coach on the block, he's been imploring me to be more aggressive and be a point scorer. So tried to come out with that mindset, and it paid off.
It absolutely paid off. Miles, congrats on the championship. You're always so much fun to watch out there. Next up for you guys, 2 weeks, you will kick off the AVP League at the Delray Tennis Center. You're going to be at 4 stops in the league. What are you looking forward to, league coming up?
Just looking forward to traveling to new states that I don't go to, and I also want to say Happy Mother's Day to everyone. Mother's love is irreplaceable. Love you, Mom.
Yeah, y'all are going to be in Palm Beach. Happy Mother's Day to my mom as well. Again, you're going to be at 4 stops. You're going to be in Palm Beach. You're going to be in San Diego. You're going to be at the East Hamptons in New York. Have you been in New York? That's one of those states.
Yeah.
Yes. He's going to New York. And, of course, in Dallas. Which spot are you looking most forward to go to, Andy?
Yeah, the New York one's going to be really cool. We love our home city, so we're super excited to go back and see our fans again this year. So
I love it. The Dallas Dream, Andy and Miles, and your HBO champions. Let's hear it for Miles Partain and Andy BENESH. Congratulations, guys. Absolutely dominant here in the finals. Can't wait to see you in 12 days in Palm Beach.
Day that a mother's love is irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable.
I love that. That is fantastic stuff from the champs. And yeah, we got to hear which 4 stops they're going to be at in the league. I think it was Palm Beach, East Hampton, Dallas, and
what's it? New York? No.
The 4th one. That was the East Hampton.
East Hampton.
Anyways, check the
We'll
schedule.
later.
Casey and I have talked so much we've
what's my name?
we've forgotten everything. That will do it for the men's final. Coming up, the only thing we have left here in Huntington Beach is the women's final, and it's going to be a heck of a showdown. It's going to be Taryn Brasher, Kristen Nuss, who have similarly been dominating their way through the field against Therese Cannon and Megan Kraft, who upset the silver medalists from a year ago, Mel and Brandy, in their semifinal. So they're looking for their first title as a squad on the AVP. Will they get it? You'll have to join us in a few minutes. We'll check out for about 10 or 15 minutes time. Come back and see us.